How's it going, everybody? And as you guys can see, I just won this car here at the GTA 5 casino by spinning the lucky wheel. And this is a great segue into our next series, where I'm actually going to be modifying this car, and I'm going to be doing one upgrade in every episode to see if it is worth it to do certain upgrades. And this video series will last the whole month of March. So let me get into a car, and I'm going to drive it over to my office garage, which is where this car should be. So I will see you guys once I get to my office. Alright, I'm just pulling up to the office garage now, and on today's episode we're actually going to be focusing on the brakes. So I'm going to be upgrading the brakes as much as I can to see whether or not I think it's worth it to buy brakes. And I'm going to be performing some tests to determine whether or not I think it's worth it to buy brakes before I buy new brakes and after. But as soon as I get loaded in here, it should be on the top floor to this office garage. And it's a 3-story office garage, so I just have to walk up 2 flights of stairs, and the car should be here. You guys saw in the beginning of this video that I actually just won the car. So I haven't driven it yet, and I don't know how it performs. So that is why I need to test the brakes before I drive on over to Los Santos Customs to determine whether or not I think these are good brakes. And then we will upgrade it to determine the difference between this upgrade and another upgrade. And the reason I'm going to do brakes is because it's the lowest one on the scale right here. All the other ones seem good, though we are going to be upgrading most upgrades in the next 30 days. So let me drive it to Los Santos Customs, which isn't that far of a drive for me. So I can set myself a waypoint to Los Santos Customs, and I actually know how to get there because I've memorized most of the GTA 5 map. But if you want to learn how to memorize the GTA 5 map, you can hit the card in the top right of your screen to watch a video on how to memorize the map. But now I'm going to drive to Los Santos Customs and test some braking, and I will let you guys know once I get close to Los Santos Customs. Alright, I'm going to hit the brakes and see how long my stopping distance is. It was actually a large range for the speed I was going, and that was pretty good, though I was going a slow speed. Let me try it over here and slam the brakes. That was also a small stopping distance over a small speed. I think I would probably rate this about a 6 out of 10 right now, but we will see what it turns out to be after I upgrade it. Looks like this car is called Vapid FMJ, so I'm going to repair it. Oh, looks like I don't actually have to because I didn't crash. And let's look at some brake options here. It looks like we have 3 other ones. So the street brakes unlock after winning 12 races and level 25, which is 20,000. The sports brakes, you have to win 28 races and be rank 50, which is 27,000. And for the race brakes, you have to win 40 races, be rank 80, and it costs 35,000, which is the ones I'm actually going to be buying, and I'm going to determine whether or not it's worth it to buy these brakes. So I purchased it here, and I'm actually going to drive over to the airport and drive the runway to get good speed and to determine how good the braking time is. So I will see you guys over at the airport. I'm just pulling up to the airport now, and I just have to do this dumpster jump, and I can make it over by the runways. And besides this crash right here, I have no other damages to this car because I didn't crash on the way over here. But now I'm actually going to get lined up over here on the east side of this runway, and I'm going to be driving the whole runway, and I'm going to stop near the end, and we will determine how fast the stopping time is for these brakes. So let me get lined up here, and I'm going to just floor it the whole way. And I'm actually going to stop right when I enter the grass on the other side. So I look pretty lined up here. So let me start hitting the gas pedal, and we'll actually start going. And I'm not actually going to be recording the time this time, but I'm just going to estimate based on where I end up stopping when I start slamming the brakes. Alright, I'm going to start hitting the brakes right now, and it looks like because I got some airtime that I wasn't actually able to slow down my car fast enough. So I actually hit the brakes right when my back tires entered this grass, so it was like right here when I started braking, and because I went in the air, it wasn't actually slowing down my car. So let me line myself back up and try that again, and I'm actually going to be braking a little bit earlier. Okay, I'm now getting ready to get started here. And I'm going to do the same trial. I'm just going to be stopping quite a bit earlier. That way I can hopefully not get any airtime. That way I get an accurate result on the stopping distance and stopping time for this car. Okay, I'm starting to stop now, and I actually just hit that pull right there. So let me line myself back up, and I'm actually going to be going this way this time. That way I don't have to drive all the way through the runway. And I started at a pretty slow speed, so I figured that this will be a pretty accurate reading of these brakes. But I'm actually going to stop on this side right after I pass the white stripes. And that is right here. And the braking time wasn't terrible. It was this length from here all the way to here. And I would say these brakes are about a 7 out of 10. It definitely could have stopped quicker. Okay, I'm doing one last trial, and I'm going to stop at the same spot. That way I have two results for the same test. So let me keep hitting the gas pedal here, and I'm actually going to stop just past the white stripes once again. And I actually stopped a little bit late, so I can't really determine the stopping distance. But I would say it was probably about the same as the first trial that I did over here. So these brakes are definitely better than the ones I originally had, but I don't think it was worth $35,000 to upgrade these brakes, especially because it only went up 1 on my 1 through 10 scale before and after I bought new brakes. But unfortunately, that's all the time I have for today's video. Be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button and set post notifications to all, because there are new how-to GTA videos coming out every day, as well as MGSR server videos twice a week. You can also follow me on Instagram at MGSRGaming, but otherwise I will see you guys tomorrow for our next GTA how-to video. Click on the top left to watch a video that YouTube recommends for you, and click on the right to subscribe.